It's the finals! The final episode of Project Icon is finally here. Now, I want to kind of take it back to what the show is about. I feel like this was a great kind of pilot series for what potentially could bring back reality-based music competitions. We've had the X Factor, we've had The Voice. It's time for something new. And this, I believe, is Project Icon. I've seen a lot of mixed reviews online. I definitely could see some parts that they could really improve. And talking to the guests, the wonderful contestants that I've had on the show, there could definitely be some spaces for improvement and ways to make the show better. But for a first series, what a series it's been. This episode was all about collaboration with Jason. Jason Derulo, Icon himself, is going to be signing one of the artists, and what better way to see if they kind of fit the vibe that Jason is looking for than a good old-fashioned duet on stage. And beyond that, they were also going to sing an original. But cue the dun dun dun. Mia has a cold, and I'm so gutted for her because this is the time you really need to nail it. And on the flip side, Nena is feeling super confident, and I absolutely love her confidence. She said something along the lines, the other two are great, but none of them are Nena King.
Dylan and Mia are great. They're incredible what they do, but ain't none of them Nena King.
And that's what I'm talking about. She didn't need to shoot anyone else down to make herself feel better. She said, look, no one's Nena King, and that's facts.
It's facts! It's facts! It's not facts. These facts is not facts.
Everyone was kind of feeling the buzz around the final of this episode. It's exciting. You're coming out to the end of a competition where you've had to fight off the contestants, and now you're finally at the point where your dreams could potentially become true. Now, part of this episode was also cleaning up, sprucing up some of their originals. Trey, the producer, who you've seen in a couple of episodes, was talking about Dylan and said he was a triple threat. And you know what? I think that's the best way to describe him. He writes, he sings, he produces. For me, his journey has been kind of like super peak at the start and kind of coming down towards the end and leveling off. But even that come down was never him like declining in his talent or doing worse over the series. It was more that he lost his way during the competition. But if you're gonna do anything to draw it back, it should be at the final. And more than just being a triple threat, I think what Dylan has an advantage over all the other contestants is he's just likable. You look at all the contestants, let's line them up on the screen there. I think out of them all, I would say he is the most likable. He's not thrown anyone under the bus during the show, formed great friendships with people that have been there. He just seems like a really nice guy. We heard the producers talk about it, the vocal coaches talk about it, the coaches themselves talk about it, other contestants. They say he is a nice guy. And I know that might seem like we're distracting away from his talent because he's insanely talented, and his story, which of course, for some people that's super relatable. Being a nice guy doesn't mean you need to win the competition, but I think we constantly see nice guys just, you know, falling to the wayside. And I feel like one thing our music industry has changed towards, because there's so much music out there, you're gonna have to stand out in other ways, not being the best at something. I went to a show recently which looked at some South Asian musicians, and it was incredible to see the variety, the range of unheard, unsigned talent. There's so much out there. But what I think makes people stand out is that edge of personality. Like, how do I connect with you beyond the music? And what about you makes me feel, you know what, I can relate to that. I think when you look at an artist, you want to feel like, you know what, they're real, they're honest, I can relate to them, I can connect with them. They have a story which is similar to mine, or they have positive energy that I really want to be around and have in my life. And I think Dylan has that beyond anyone in the competition. Moving on to Nena, during the rehearsal, Jason and Nena had this cool moment where they're dancing, and I was like, Jason, boy, if you don't get... Nena's story, in comparison to everybody else, is about growth. She has shown that actually it's not about being in the background, it's about learning, growing, observing, and being a smart musician. If we look back at the first episode, again, all my reviews, I think I hardly talked about Nena at the start because there wasn't really much that we were seeing. She was talented, she knew her vibe, she knew her sound, and that was great. But as we've gone on in the competition, I think what's super interesting is she's taken on board what the other judges have said, she's taken on board what other contestants have said. She's also just been a smart musician, understanding that commercial viability is super important as an artist, understanding that actually being likable is also super important. and nailing also the tasks around being an artist, interviewing, how you're able to talk to people, doing a live lounge, handling pressure, being on stage. If we recall every task, actually where it really defines what an icon would be, she nailed. Now, Mia, I think everyone agrees, everyone off the show, online, on Twitter, the judges themselves, myself personally, she was the strongest vocalist of the competition, hands down. She had a unique sound, very current. She was very talented for somebody at her young age. She also has experience of performing. You know, she spoke about busking. Even towards the end of the show, she mentions she'd always love busking and it's something she'd always do. Obviously, she's been kind of up and down, up and down, up and down, bottom 2 twice, I think, or 3 times. We've had a little bit of a strange episode last week. A lot of people that I was chatting to online had a kind of a change of opinion, but I don't think it was too deep. Her actions just highlight that she's super young. We have to remember when you're shy, under pressure, the times you make mistakes, that's normal as an artist. And you know what, it's normal as a human being. Obviously, we're gonna get to the winner at the end, but all 3 of these artists at the end are definitely gonna do something amazing in the future. And I hope off the show that there's still some connection with some of the judges, with some of the record labels, because they were so diverse as a group. I think everyone has their own lane, and it wasn't really about a competition between each other, but maybe who Jason, Frank, and Becky saw as the best icon. Now, I really enjoyed the final performances. Obviously, the judges were still in critique mode of each performance, but actually, when I watched the show, I felt like all 3 of them did an incredible job. Mia, under the pressure of being sick, she absolutely killed it on stage, hitting the notes. It's a hard song to sing. Nena, when it comes to stage presence, she moved, she really captured the attention of others. And you know what I have to say, she actually looked like an established artist just doing a duet with Jason Derulo. I would not think she's part of a competition, you know, she's nervous or anything like that. She absolutely killed it. And then Dylan, I think, again, just seems so comfortable when he does his own music and things that he really believes in. Some of the other contestants mentioned that when they sing their own original songs, which makes sense also, you kind of connect with the lyrics, you connect with what they mean to you, and you get the vibe. Even if it's a fun party vibe, if it meant something to you in the moment, it naturally comes across to the audience and the listener. In fact, I would say when Dylan was performing, Dylan looked more comfortable than Jason did. So it was hard to really come to the end of the episode and decide between the 3. What I will say was Nena's original didn't capture me the same way some of her other music has done, but we know she's good at what she does. I feel like when it came to Mia, she's very current. She is what's popping out there at the moment. I hope she gets an opportunity to jump on the wave of this kind of like dance, soulful mix that's happening in current pop music. In the music industry, things happen in waves. So I feel like if she doesn't capture it now, there may be another time to kind of jump on it in the future, but I really do hope she gets an opportunity to do something big. Especially with Becky, I could definitely see they fit the same sort of market, same bubble. And finally, our winner is Dylan. I could not be more than happy for Dylan to win. Obviously, my front runner from the beginning was Mia with her voice. And then Dylan has just proven, I tweeted this, said nice guys can win. Because sometimes you don't think somebody's gonna win based off not having enough TV personality. Dylan is definitely a deserved winner. He has been an absolute pleasure to watch. Sharing his life and his story is a big deal. And I've said, no matter what your kind of opinion is about any situation, to put yourself out there on TV and to kind of bring those emotions back up is a hard thing to do. Congratulations if you are watching. Dylan is very different to an artist that Jason would sign, but I think that's such an advantage. He has a unique edge. And also, this is really weird. I feel like he's a very British artist. Fingers crossed, all goes well. Dylan's gonna do an amazing job. He just needs the right producers, the right music, and he's gonna nail it. To close this series off, I just say I can't be any more grateful than what I am with the response, with the engagement, with the messages from people who have, you know, followed me on my own music journey. It's so, so, so nice to be part of a community that can kind of talk about things, share their opinions, not even the same, can be different. It's been amazing. I want to thank you all for making this series such a fun little project that I had going on. I can't wait to do something else where we can all kind of engage and have those conversations. If you've been on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, WhatsApp, whatever, and you've messaged me, I honestly can't be more thankful for you guys being so supportive of a new thing to do. I think it's always strange that you're giving your opinion and you don't know if anyone cares or anyone agrees, but it's been a fantastic series. And a special thanks to the contestants that have given me the opportunity to learn a bit more about the show, BBC Three for Project Icon, and thank you all for watching. Please do subscribe. Please do comment down below if there's anything else that you'd love to talk about, any shows to review, and hopefully I will see you at the next series. Thank you all.